Hey guys, what's up? This is your girl. I am the Bronze Goddess, and this is a different kind of video. Before I get into this video, I want to say first and foremost, I am not a marriage counselor, relationship counselor, anybody like that. I'm just a woman who has dated, before, and I just want to put my 2 cents in. Why not? Hey. Today, what I'm doing is my top 10 dating do's and don'ts. I even wrote them down, and I never write things down. Okay, so anyway, what I want you guys to do, especially some of you married ladies out there, married ladies and gentlemen, if you have some great do's and don'ts, how you snag a man, definitely go ahead and share, and definitely post video responses. If you want to add to my list, post video responses, comments. Help these single ladies out here snag themselves a man, okay? All right, so here we go. Number 1 for my dating do's and don'ts is never tell too much too soon. Now, this one is really, really major because a lot of times, if you know that you have baggage or you know that you have issues, if you reveal those things too much too soon to a potential mate, you may scare them away. If the first date doesn't go well, a lot of times you don't get a second date. So, and I also feel that if you allow someone a chance to get to know you, then maybe they'll be more willing to overlook those things. If they really care about you, they may be able to say, you know what, that really isn't such a big deal. But if you tell them right then and there, it may be too much. Now, I'm not saying keep things from them. I'm not saying lie to them, but never tell too much too soon. Okay, the next one is never discuss exes in detail, especially on the first date. You do want to discuss it a little bit, if they ask. You don't want to be, if you end up crying on your first date, you're not messed around and struck a nerve, then you have said far too much. You kind of want to keep it casual. You kind of want to let your date know that the past is the past. You're obviously not still hung up on someone. And if you are, why are you on this date? But anyway, you want to make sure that you let this person know that you're very open to a new relationship and a new experience. If you're talking too much about the ex, a lot of times that kind of makes them feel like you're not over the ex, even if you are. And bashing the ex is never a good idea either. Sorry. Bashing an ex is never a good idea because they feel like oftentimes if you talk bad about him, you'll probably talk bad about them. So it's kind of like, it's not a good thing. You just kind of want to say, basically the past is the past. I'm open to a new relationship, but I don't really talk too much about exes, The past is the past and an ex is an ex for a reason, okay? Moving on to the next one, number 3, keep the mood lighthearted and fun. You don't want to be too serious. Nobody wants to go out on a date if the date feels like a job interview. It's supposed to be light, fun. You always leave them wanting more, and you just kind of want to keep it energetic and fun. You want them to be like, man, I had a good time with her. I definitely want to take her out again. Even though you may want to know about marriage, you may want to know about kids, you may want to know all this stuff, you don't have to discuss every single itty bitty detail on the first date. Okay, so just keep it fun and keep it energetic. And I feel like in the back of your mind, the men know that you're thinking about that. The men know that most women want to settle down. They know that. But you don't have to be so upfront with it. Just treat it casually. Treat it like, I'm just trying to have a good time, just like you. They love that, okay? Number 4, find a connection. Find something that you guys have in common to kind of find some kind of common ground. Don't be so, mouthy about telling him all about you. Find out about him so you can see what you all have in common. Because a lot of times when you're telling too much on a first date, you give a man kind of a blueprint. They're listening. They listen very well. And if you're telling them, my ex did this and my ex did that, you're going to listen to what you're saying and they're going to do exactly what you want them to do. You need them to be themselves. So you just listen to them and find some kind of a connection. Oh, you like animals? I like animals too. You have a dog or a cat, or you just kind of go from there. But don't be so much into telling him all about you. Make sure that you listen about him. Men like to be listened to also. And it's kind of like a surprise. A lot of people think that men just want to, they want to listen to the women. They want women to listen to them too. Okay, they have feelings too. Okay. Number 5, don't discuss marriage too much. Mention it, but not the overkill. Not I've seen and had girlfriends that got so into the detail, I thought about this and I thought about a destination wedding and hopefully I'm married by the time I'm 30. Well, you're telling him, when to pop the question and all this other stuff. You never want to do that. That is the fastest way to scare a man away. Unless that man is on the same page as you and he's ready to settle down, a lot of times it's going to scare them away. So you kind of want to, you're going to talk about it, you're going to bring it up, but I think it's the best idea to me is not for you to be the one to bring it up. It's so typical, it's so predictable for you to bring it up. For me, I'm like, I haven't really thought much about it. I mean, when the right time comes and the right person comes, then I'll really think about it. But for right now, I'm just dating. That is the perfect answer right there, okay? Number 6. Now, this one is not prostitution, okay? Sell yourself. Now, what I mean by sell yourself is the pros and the cons and the things about you that make you unique. Your mannerisms, your idiosyncrasies, all those things that make you an individual. I like sports. My husband loves that I like sports. That's something that's not all women are necessarily into. But once you find your common ground with them, then let them know that you're different. And also, I think it's also good to give them a slight preview of what they'd be getting from you if you were a girlfriend or if you were a wife. What I mean by that is, calling them and saying, I just wanted to see how your day was. That's the kind of thing that people do when they're in a relationship. It's not pushy. It's not asking for another date, anything like that. It's just like, hey, how you doing? Just call and say how your day was. That's it. Men like that kind of thing. You kind of give them a small preview of just what kind of girlfriend that you will be. If you like kids, you want to mention stuff like that. Not being so, direct, but kind of indirect, just kind of subtle. I'm babysitting my nieces this weekend. I love kids. Bam. That's it. Not like I'll be a great mother, and if you marry me, you get to see. Like, no, not not too much. You're putting too much on it, okay? Number 7. Okay, show him you're different. I did say that. Okay. Number 8. This one is a fine line, okay? On your very first date, this is my philosophy, you want to dress sexy but classy. You don't want to go on a date looking like it's a job interview. You don't want to put all your goods in the window either, okay? If you're a lady, make sure you wear a lady's uniform. So you just you want to accentuate your best features, but you don't want to be scandalous. Because it's not, it's not cute and it's not necessarily a turn on for men when they almost have to fight every time you go out on a date with them. Because you got guys breaking their neck trying to see what you look like and guys being disrespectful. They want you to be kind of an eye catcher, but if you're doing it in the right way, it's they're still going to treat you with class. And so you want to dress sexy but classy, and it's a fine line, okay? Anyway, number 9, ask about his relationship with his parents. Now, that's important. You want to talk about family. You want to find out what kind of relationship he has with his parents. Mainly, you really want to know what's up with him and the mom. Because if you can't love the first woman who ever loved you, if you can't love your mom, how are you going to love me? You kind of want to find out what kind of relationship he has with the women in his life. The mom, do you have any sisters? Are you close to your sisters? Just how does he treat the women in his life? Now, if he's like, my mom is my best friend, or I love my sisters, or whatever, just kind of gives you some feedback and insight into how he feels about women. If he's got an estranged relationship with his mom, it's not necessarily a good sign. It could be nothing, you never know, but it's not necessarily a good sign. You want him to have a great relationship with the women in his life, like his grandmother or aunt or somebody like that, his female cousins. You want him to have a great relationship with women. Not a ladies' man, though. Not a bunch of female friends. Family. Women who are related to him. And last but not least, like I said, you want to be sensitive to the situation and you want to let him bring up most of the major things. If you keep it lighthearted and fun, then, eventually the things that you want to know about, like marriage and kids and things like that and exes, all those things will come out. But everything doesn't have to be done on the very first date. Okay? This isn't everything. This is just, I guess 10, I get 8 or 10. I don't even know if I got all 10 or whatever, but just a few dating do's and don'ts. If you have some that you would like to add to my list, go ahead and leave those below. Of course, you can post video responses. And even if you have a a dating nightmare story, you can post those. They'll be kind of entertaining. Let me tell you about one that I was on, or an experience that I had when I was dating. So, this is random. Totally unplanned. But anyway, there was this guy that I really, really liked when I was in the military. And he drew. He drew really well. I guess he was like an amateur artist or whatever. He drew me this gorgeous, gorgeous picture. And I really loved it. And I put it in a frame. I went to like a dollar store or something like that. And I put the little picture in a frame. I thought it was just so lovely. I really liked him. Very, very beginning stages. I mean, we just started dating. Probably went on a couple of dates. Really nice guy. I'm calling him the charmer. Okay, so that particular year, it was my first year away from home, and a lot of people forgot my birthday. And my birthday is a huge deal to me. And I was telling him about it, it's first year away from home, and a lot of people forgot my birthday. And my birthday had already passed. I think we were like at Olive Garden or something. Anyway, he told the servers or whatever, it's her birthday, I guess. Because next thing you know, they're coming up to me. They had a cake. They're singing. And he got me one of the, I forgot, with the little vases or whatever, the bottles, the wine bottles or something like that. He got me with that. He got me the cake. And they were singing to me. And it was so sweet. I was like, this guy is so charming. That's why he's the charmer. So anyway, he also, in addition to drawing and remembering details like that, he also was a poet. How about that? So anyway, he wrote me a poem. And I thought it was just beautiful. So anyway, so he gave me a copy of the poem. He said he wrote it for me, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, okay. So anyway, maybe a date or two later, he was like, I wrote you another poem. I was like, you did? Oh, that's great. How about he gives me the same poem again? I believe that he gave that poem, and that was just a part of his thing. He probably did that to a lot of women, and he didn't know which one he gave me or something like that, because I'm looking at it like, oh, this is so beautiful, something familiar. This is the same book. He didn't have a clue, and I'm just smiling like, man, this is beautiful. It was beautiful the first time when you gave it to me. I was like, wow. That's when I knew, and I was like, wow. He is the charmer, and that is game. He was trying to run game, but you know what? You can't play me. I mean, back in my day when I was single, you couldn't play me because my role is really kind of the skeptic, and I kind of, I was like, this is really nice, this is really smooth, but in the back of my mind, I'm always like, yeah, right. But anyway, that's just random, just what happened with me. But that was real smooth, right? Real kind of slick. Gave me the same poem twice. Didn't have a clue. And I'm thinking he's the sweetest thing since Southern Kool-Aid. We like it like syrup, right? Anyway, I gotta go. I'm just rambling, just talking like we home and we love you. See you, ladies and gentlemen, in the next video. Till next time, of course, deuces.